View from the Gutters, Episode 3. Welcome to View from the Gutters, the comic book podcast where each episode we discuss a collected edition, trade paperback, or graphic novel, and then recommend and vote on the book for the next episode. Warning: the discussion portion of this show has massive spoilers for that book. On this episode, we discuss Green Lantern's secret origin. And to skip ahead to the recommendation section of this podcast, skip ahead to 2609. All right, welcome to our third.
Oprah Winfrey's
third
fortnightly, but not really fortnightly book club.
Yeah,
It's been like this has been. I think it's funny that we said last time we would do it fortnightly,
and we were so gung ho about fortnightly.
And we were all for it. And this has been the longest between podcasts.
Wow, yeah, it was like 6 weeks, right?
Yeah.
But, I mean, yeah, we just have to find a new night to do this because we've just been fucked with like work and school and shit, so. Alright, well, we'll figure it out. I still want to do it fortnightly, though. Like,
I agree.
I still think
I feel like the
is
name
too long.
is worth the
Yeah,
schedule.
that's right.
Fortnightly comic book
that
club.
and I forget things I've read fast.
I reread it like this week so that I could talk about it again.
Oh, this is my Bible, so I mean, like, I don't forget it.
You pray.
I pray
You pray nightly.
to Green Lantern Secret Origins.
Yeah.
The one with the old cover, not this poopy new cover
What? You
of
don't
the
like
movie.
Ryan
Oh,
Reynolds?
come on, that's that foxy
Okay.
man.
Okay, he's a
His-
foxy. I'm not going to deny that he's a foxy man. I'm just saying that.
It's a shitty
This
cover
movie-
for a comic book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
When it came in, when I saw that we were getting more Secret Origin Green Lantern trade paperbacks, I was like, thank God, because I really don't want the hardcover.
Yeah.
And then I saw the cover, and I was like, I can't buy that.
I
Yeah.
can't.
I can't own
Yeah.
that. I cannot own that.
I'm the same.
I'm going to leave. I'm just going to.
I'm never reading comics again, basically.
Yeah,
because of
that.
that
I can't show my
boycotted
friends
DC.
this.
Like,
Yeah.
I will never pick a DC book again after this because of the Ryan Reynolds cover.
Uh-huh.
Not really.
Yeah,
I, was
no,
like, I almost picked
definitely.
Identity Crisis.
I was gonna say next time when you pick like the
All
OMAG
right.
project or something.
Yeah. The OMAG Project. I like Project OMAG. Why would I pick that? That's an obscure Infinite Crisis tie-in.
I know
Why
that's
not?
what's great.
That's-
Yeah, come on.
That's what's in.
Yeah.
We're trying to appeal to a hipster crowd,
Yeah.
so we can't go mainstream, but
Yeah.
we're still gonna go
Pick-
mainstream.
Well, yeah, we're gonna. Yeah, that's
Crisis
right.
on Multiple Earths 5 is my That'll be my pick.
Annihilation Volume 2.
It's a great book.
Secret Wars, the last issue.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
The final.
I'm not making
issue.
fun
of
of that.
Secret Wars
Yeah.
2.
Yeah, Secret Wars 2, the last
I
issue.
don't think anybody's even read that. I mean, like, did it? I don't know.
No, the middle one.
Yeah.
Because everyone reads the beginning and the end, so it's
Yeah.
like the middle one with nothing happening.
Yeah. Oh, Beyonder. I'll get you. Yeah. All right.
Okay, so
After-
actually starting about the
let's,
book.
Yeah, let's talk about the Green Lantern film, because I'm sure that's what we're going to talk. No, let's talk about the book. All right, so
This is going to tie into the film a lot.
Yeah, probably. This month, we already said it like 6 times.
This fortnightly.
Yeah, this fortnight, we
This
did
fortnight.
Secret Origin Green Lanterns. It's written by Jeff Johns, drawn by Ivan Reis. It's colored by some people. Should probably say that.
They like the color green in this book.
Oh man,
I don't know
Claire
why.
Albert inked it. Randy Mayer colored it. Was lettered by Rob Lee. Yeah.
Rob Lee.
Oh, and we have some partial.
Yeah, I was gonna
inkers
say,
in there
don't forget
too. Yeah,
Julio
Julio Ferreira.
Julio.
Ferreira. Get like more normal names.
Yeah.
people, come on.
Come on.
No, this is
Frank, Tom,
no normal
Yeah.
person.
that I cannot
Smith.
butcher.
Jim
Yeah.
Smith.
Thank you.
What normal name works for comics?
All right.
I think if you're from another country, the first thing you should do is Americanize your name.
Yeah, just change it to something boring like Bob.
Yeah.
That'd be really helpful
Bob,
for me.
Bob.
For me, yeah, personally.
Personally, that would make my life easier. So thank you for giving up on your heritage and culture
Exactly.
for my needs.
For me.
Yeah, that sounds
For
that
my
sounds good.
comic book reading
That's
needs.
right.
That's important.
And ordering Chinese food, also.
Yeah.
'cause That would make it way easier.
Wait, how would that make it easier to order Chinese food?
Well, because I always try to use their names. I try to be nice. And
Why?
if they have a name. Well, yeah, I don't know.
I
It's
mean, are
more
they
personal.
wearing name tags?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well, I
you
only
know.
get Chinese food from like Panda Express, and they're
Which is all
They're all Mexicans.
Yeah.
Right?
Latinos.
I mean,
That's
I'm
right.
not being
Whoa,
stereotypical, but
whoa.
like, they
The
are.
three.
They're
No.
speaking Spanish
I
while I'm
actually,
encountering
Yes.
I went to a all-you-can-eat Chinese buffet tonight and was curious why it's an all-you-can-eat Chinese buffet, but everyone bringing out the food was of Hispanic heritage.
Yeah, you hear the
honestly.
kitchens in any restaurant. It's all Spanish, which is fantastic because they cook amazing food. So,
Yes. Yeah.
I'm whatever. Whoever's back there, I don't
Whatever.
care. It's delicious.
As long as the
As
food's good.
It's
Yeah.
yummy in my tummy.
Yeah, I don't care who's cooking it. I mean,
Authentico.
yeah, I don't care. It's delicious.
Whatever.
All right. Back to this.
Back
this
to
hot
digress.
tome of comics. Let's just go around and say whether you liked it or disliked it first.
Right.
Oh, we didn't even introduce ourselves.
No,
this
I
week.
was gonna say that.
No,
There's only 3 of us
That's
this
right.
time.
Anonymous.
That's right.
It's
Without
Oprah Winfrey's anonymous fortnightly book club.
Well, yeah, I mean, who would want to know our names?
No one
Anyway,
knows.
I don't want people to know.
They're gonna fast forward. Okay, so start fast forwarding at this point.
Yeah, I'm Andrew Chard.
I'm Bernie Veray.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
Matt McGinnis.
Yeah, I think
Boom.
your name has changed every.
Yeah.
I'm trying to change it each time,
Yeah, that's good.
just to my
keep
alias.
the hordes of women just guessing.
You gotta
Yeah.
get off of me.
Every night they'll get on Facebook and search
Yeah,
Different name.
tirelessly.
I have to change my name on Facebook repeatedly.
Do you?
Stalkers.
Yeah.
No,
That's
I
right.
hope
haven't-
that would be awesome.
That'd be pretty
That'd be
great.
awesome.
Yeah.
but
Sure.
no,
Yeah, I don't think it's
no,
it's never
it
the
doesn't
ones you
happen.
hope.
Does not happen.
Yeah. All right. So, Bernie, what
It stayed. Continue.
what'd you think? Like you picked
Well,
it.
I picked it, so I
So-
mean, I initially liked it. I read it like twice, 3 times,
Yeah.
trying to get all of the syntax and
Yeah.
the diction in it,
Yeah.
so I can seem smart.
Mhm.
Didn't get it. I just like the pictures and the words and the
Cool.
green
Stuff
fighting.
blows up.
Yeah.
Stuff blows up. There's a giant fists.
Yeah.
Classic Green
Kilowog
Lantern.
like makes a hand in this.
Yeah, sweet.
Kind of
Yeah.
surprised
Yeah.
me. 'Cause I was like, Kilowog
Kilowog's
Just-
sweet.
blows stuff up normally.
Yeah, I like this story because it's different from the regular Origins, and it ties heavily into Blackest Night
Yeah.
and the other cores, which is great.
Yeah. Matt, what'd you think?
I liked it. I liked it a lot. I actually hadn't read it before the
Oh, nice.
podcast, which it was definitely on my list. It was one thing that I really wanted to read, and it kind of got lost in the shuffle. So I was kind of excited for the opportunity to pick it up, and
Cool.
I wasn't disappointed. I mean, I heard
Cool.
a lot of great things about it, and I mean, one thing that I really loved was story-wise was how they went a little bit more into his family than any other Green Lantern stuff I've ever read. I mean, I'm not a huge Green Lantern person. I mean, I like Green Lantern. I've read a lot of stuff, but it was cool just to kind of get more of a backstory. It definitely at least made me connect emotionally with him a lot more,
Yeah.
which was great.
Yeah.
I
think
like
they
that a
did
lot.
a good job of that. I also really liked this book as well. I had read it before, and I read it like when it came out. So I read it in the context of after. I think it's like the 4th trade that came out for Green Lantern, like right
Yeah.
before Sinestro Corps War.
Right.
So it works really well, not only as an origin story, but it also is like a continuation of those 3 books, and especially as a setup to Sinestro Corps, and then eventually Blackest Night. So
Yeah, and the other cores too.
yeah.
Set up
Yeah.
with other cores.
So
It's great.
You hadn't read this one, Matt, but did you read? Had you read Rebirth or any of the other stuff? Green
I've read
Lantern-wise?
Rebirth. Yeah.
Okay, so you read
Yeah.
that first. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing that was cool too was not reading Secret Origin, but reading Blackest Night and all the Blackest Night stuff, and then kind of going back and reading that and kind of seeing how they ramped up to it, how they
Yeah.
built up to it, which was
Yeah, I
which was really
I
fun.
read some of Blackest Night before I read Secret Origins. Well, no, I lied. Like Rage of the Red Lanterns
Yeah.
and like Agent Orange, like all of the other cores that sped up to Blackest Night. I
Yeah.
mean, Blackest Night was out there; everyone knew it was coming.
Right.
But like, I read it after the fact, and I was like, they tie in a lot of stuff here.
Yeah,
I love
actually,
it.
I really like that. There's a lot of like foreshadowing as far as
The first,
the Sinestro
like,
Corps War and stuff.
you see Atrocitus,
You see Atrocitus,
Atrocitus,
who's
yeah.
awesome. I
Yeah.
love Atrocitus. And
who's a badass.
you see in one scene, like, Abin Sur is flying his spaceship along, and it, like, zooms in on his eye, and you see the yellow lantern symbol in his eye. So
Yeah.
you see,
His
like,
eyeball.
the
You
fear.
see the fear.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think that's the first time you see the yellow lantern symbol in a Green Lantern book, which is
Yeah.
cool.
Well, no, because I'm pretty sure it was in Rebirth. Wasn't it?
Yeah, because I think it might be on Parallax.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Like, it might be
Yeah.
there, but
But it's not like yellow,
yeah,
I guess.
which is cool. I like the whole setup in this, that they're kind of Hal's kind of getting at, like, what's the yellow impurity?
Yeah,
in
he's
this one.
definitely like, why can't I just touch yellow?
Yeah,
It's just yellow, and everyone's like, nah, it's whatever.
They're like, you don't get it.
yeah.
You don't understand, human.
And even at the end, I
But
really
really,
like,
they didn't get it. The aliens didn't get it.
I really like it at the end too, where he is in front of the council with Sinestro,
Oh yeah,
and
it just shows how he's defiant.
which brings me to the first
Boom,
point about the movie.
I planned that.
Well, how is Ryan Reynolds gonna do this? Like,
How's Ryan-
I like him as an actor. Like, he's a good actor. I just
Yeah.
like, it feels like they want to do Iron Man,
No, that's I think
Yeah.
what Hollywood wants.
and
It's like, oh, Iron Man was such a success. We should make Green Lantern like it.
like,
no,
Hal's
No.
not funny. Like, not
Uh,
one time in this book am I like
Mm-mm.
chuckling at anything. Hal,
Yeah.
like, Hal's a dick. Like,
Yeah.
he's a total dick.
He's super cocky.
Yeah.
He's like he's cocky funny, but not like.
But it's
haha,
not. But no one
like
else is in
smug
on that
one-liners.
joke.
Exactly.
Like, everyone else is
Everyone else is
smiling
like, what?
one-liners.
Like he's like, heh, and everyone else is like, what an a-hole.
Yeah,
like,
like,
that's,
no one else.
You
is
are
having
a
good
tool,
time.
sir.
Yeah.
Good
I-
day.
I think it's gonna be hard for Ryan Reynolds to be that.
The Hal.
The Hal. Yeah.
The highball.
The Hal. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, and like, I just like how defiant he was of the Guardians, and how much, like, I mean, he follows orders kind of because he was kind of a military guy.
Yeah, he was
And
Air
And I
Force,
thought
but
I was remembering incorrectly. I thought this was the one where they show him in Vietnam, and I realized that that's in what was that, New Frontier. So like, totally not even, because I was like, when is that scene where he fights that, like, Korean pilot or whatever? Like, it's not in.
that's
They're
not
completely
that's not it.
I
different.
don't remember if it's Vietnam or Korea now, but
No.
I think it's Korea.
I'm pretty
That's
sure
the
it's
50s.
Korea, yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So he's like a military guy, but he's such a cock. Like, he doesn't take shit from anyone. And
Well, yeah, he's just like a super
he
cocky
you know.
pilot who just is like, I'm a pilot. I'm so badass.
Yeah, he was discharged from
Yeah.
the military, like, not
Crashing
honorably
plane.
either.
Yeah.
It was because he punched his
Yeah,
general,
superior-
but
superior officer, yeah.
but
I mean, and it was to go and see
it was
his mom.
yeah, it was on a purpose.
Still,
thing,
though.
But
no,
but,
he definitely he like lost the military billions because
Yeah,
of his
yeah,
crash planes. He'd be like,
Yeah, yeah.
we
Yeah.
were only supposed to go Mach 1, not Mach
kicks
18.
up to
Yeah,
Mach 3,
yeah.
what,
Oh,
3.2 or something like
Yeah.
that, and just destroys the plane. Then he's like, yeah, well, means that it'll be safer, faster, and I'm...
Yeah.
I just save you money for testing.
But the other point I want to make about the movie too was they came out with the Green Lantern animated film like a couple of years ago.
Oh yeah,
And,
Yeah.
The
First
First
Flight.
yeah, I thought that was awful.
Yeah.
I thought it was just absolutely terrible.
I thought it was like okay for like little kids to watch.
Yeah.
But it's not like diehard fans like
it was
us.
too
No.
much like Star Wars Green Lantern,
Oh.
and I, like, it just was not, I was not into it. I mean, I love Star Wars and I love Green Lanterns, but not like together. And I was like, I don't understand why they didn't just do Secret Origin. They should have just done Secret Origin. And now going back and reading it, I realized that this would make a terrible film.
It kind of
Like,
would.
there's
Yeah.
nothing like really happens in this film. Like, it feels like setup. Like, it really
No,
is
it is.
setup.
It is just
Like,
setup.
There's no conclusion at the end. Like, I see, and again, incorrectly remembering that, like, this is the point where Sinestro leaves the Green Lantern Corps,
Yeah.
and it's
No.
not.
No.
So, like, I mean, that would make a good ending, I
Yeah.
think, to this book, but that's not in there. I thought that Black Hand showed up because of this book. He shows up because of this book, but he doesn't show up in this book.
Yeah.
Like, Black
No.
Hand's not in it at all. Like, William Hand dies
No, he doesn't.
Doesn't he?
He gets the new tool thing.
Oh
from
yeah, that's William
Atrocitus.
Hand. William Hand's dad dies. That's what it was.
Mhm.
And so no Black Hand either. And I was like, I mean, Atrocitus is really the only villain
Yeah.
in this.
It's
story.
It's Atrocitus, and then like seeing how the Guardians are and how like the dynamic between Sinestro and Hal and the Guardians.
Yeah.
And like that trifecta.
And him fighting Atrocitus is like a really not satisfying fight scene
not,
to me
not at
either.
all.
Like
No.
I'm kind of disappointed.
It was okay, and then it's just like, oh, and
because he like sucks the power out of their power rings and is like should easily kill them at that point, but they like super buddy team up powers and beat him anyway.
They Wonder Twin him and like
they just I don't know. It just seems weird that they can just beat up Atrocitus without it, and I don't know.
well, I mean, he wasn't like super powered. Atrocitus wasn't super powered or anything.
But he seems like he's so much stronger than. I mean, I guess they do recharge their ring before they beat him, but
he just looks so BA. Like
Yeah.
Atrocitus.
fucking Atrocitus is amazing.
I like him in armor, in the Red Lantern armor. I
Oh
think
yeah.
that's just like awesome.
Yeah,
But him naked, I could just be like, man,
I could do without naked.
man.
I don't know. Don't be hating on naked Atrocitus.
Yeah, I don't know. So I guess I'm torn about this one. Like, I really like it. I really want to like it. But it kind of falls short without the rest of the Green Lantern series.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a very good standalone trade.
I mean,
you
what I
have
already
to kind of know it.
Yeah, like what I already touched on is really what I took away from this. Is in the beginning it was just cool to kind of see more of his family dynamic, and then the rest of it I felt like I was just kind of going, oh yeah, this is set up for what I've already known, and this is build up to this. So yeah, I mean, you definitely can't just like if someone just came in and said, hey, I want a good Green Lantern story, but I haven't read anything. I hear about this.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't give them this book.
I don't know.
Unless I said, you have to read, Sinestro Cold Wars. You have to read all this stuff after.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good setup, and it's tough because both Rebirth and this are a decent starting point, but they both really have their problems too.
Yeah.
Rebirth is great, but it's really mired in its own continuity because they had to
totally in the middle.
Yeah, they had to fix so much shit. Like, that was the goal, is like, we're going to reset the Green Lantern Corps, we're going to reset the Green Lantern.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to know about Parallax and why there's like fucking 4 Green Lanterns for no reason, but none of them are Green Lantern anymore. Like, there's a lot of shit that you kind of have to know.
Why a city is just like leveled and now came back.
Right? And so, like, Rebirth is a good starting point, but it too has its problems. So, like, I have a really hard time when people come in and want Green Lantern.
I mean, like, comics in general, period.
Yeah.
Like, nowadays, you definitely need, like, a little backstory.
Yeah. Which
it's like
is
a little wiki read.
Wikipedia.
Yeah, definitely.
It's tough. I don't know. It's a decent enough story that I would attempt to give this to someone and be like, try it. If you don't like it, like, bring it back.
Fair enough.
But because I think that Rebirth is even harder to get into.
That's true. That is true.
So they're not going to get as much out of it as someone who's read the series, but it's nice because they can read it and then move on and then come back to it later and they'll like discover new things about it. So I think that it has strength.
They'll realize.
All right, fair enough.
But
it
is really set up. Like, it's not a good one and done story. There's no conclusion here.
No.
This would make an awful film. There is no ending to this. It's just like, and then we went away.
Walk into the sun and credits.
That's right.
And you're like, what happened? So yeah, like, I don't know.
There's got to be some things after the credits.
Yeah,
no,
and I was really dissatisfied with the whole, like, I'm going to go meet my brother at my mom's grave and then give him a shitty book that I wrote. Like, what?
A journal that I wrote.
That's it? Like, you couldn't have just told him? Like, I don't feel like that story was that long. Like, I guess
you could have talked to. You could have just, like,
I suppose that's what all these little, like, text pages in here that are, like, handwritten on note paper, like, that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
But without the pictures,
definitely without the
kind
pictures,
of not really descriptive either.
No.
But
it's comic book magic.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It was a weird ending though. I thought that was kind of like trying to be too meta. Maybe.
I definitely liked how in this book that Abin Sur, my bad. Abin Sur has a an actual role in it instead of just like, oh no, I crash landed. Here you go. Here, Hal Jordan. Here's a ring.
Yeah,
His backstory to him.
Yeah, I like that. Well, I mean, the original Silver Age Green Lantern origin took place in like 2 panels. Like, these old school origins. There's not a lot to them. So it's nice, to see the characters fleshed out. And I do really like the whole Blackest Night prophecy kind of being brought up, and a nice tie-in to Alan Moore's stuff with Section 666. If you haven't read any of that, it's been reprinted in Alan Moore's Stories of the DC Universe. I think is the last time that was reprinted. There's like 2 Green Lantern issues.
Yeah, and it's all of just like Abin Sur's discovery of Blackest Night.
Yeah, and Section 666.
And like his start of corruption, I guess.
So that's pretty cool. I mean,
he started getting corrupted.
Johns is really good at like pulling old weird shit out of the DC universe.
Yeah, like the current Corona.
Yeah,
stuff.
and he does it kind of. I don't think he does it as well as Mark Waid, but he does it like Mark Waid, where he pays really close attention to continuity. Unlike Grant Morrison, who will bring back these shitty characters like Knight and Squire that no one gives a shit about, and technically aren't in continuity anymore.
Yeah.
So he's just like refabricating these characters and pretending like they're supposed to still be there, and it's not. There's not as much attention to detail there, so it drives me crazy with Grant Morrison. But like Johns does it really well, so it's nice to see that kind of stuff.
If only he did that to the movie, because he was on set like every day.
Yeah, well, we can all just blame him for how terrible the movie is then.
Yeah,
I mean, he'll blame
Hollywood,
the
or
comic book
something.
industry or Hollywood, but we'll all just blame Jeff Johns.
No, see, he won't blame the comic book industry because movies are where his future is.
Well, yeah, I mean, he'll want to blame comic books.
He wants to buddy up with
He won't blame Hollywood.
No, because he wants the right movies.
He wants the money.
Yeah, that's right.
We know what's going on, Jeff. You can't hide that from us. But no, I still have a lot of respect for the guy as a writer.
I met him at Comic-Con.
Yeah, he seems super nice.
He's a nice guy.
So I just am worried about these shitty movies, and
just
comic book films. They scare me.
We talk like we've seen this movie.
Yeah. Well, I just don't.
We could be blown away.
We could be blown away. You know what? I don't want to get Spider-Man 3 on this. I don't want to get Spider-Man 3.
I feel like we were burnt once. Like we're
once.
Okay, fair enough.
Daredevil and Elektra.
Yeah, where was that?
What case is that?
Where did you go see Ghost Rider at? Was it better where you saw?
Yeah, you see Catwoman yet?
Yeah.
You see?
Comic book movies. They're consistent. If I had to pick one word to say about comic book movies, it's definitely consistent.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Some anomalies, but mostly
it's mostly shit.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Come on, Jonah Hex was a great film. Am I the only one? No.
You watched that?
Did you see it?
I did not see it. Actually,
I saw a poster and I ignored the rest of the movie.
I saw that. What's her name? Megan Fox was in it, and that was enough for me.
Someone told me that Megan Fox was topless in it, like as if that was the reason to go see it.
That was the selling point.
I still don't think that's worth my $8.
You're
I don't think so, and I still have to sit through an awful movie.
Those salines, no, not worth $8.
No, not for me. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
You can spend your $8 on your sad life. That's right. But I will not. All right. Have we exhausted the Green Lantern yet? Anything else you guys want to talk about?
Yeah, I can't. Mostly the movie. Yeah. Not even the book at all.
Yeah.
I'm going to just tangent off the movie. I'm going to see it because of principle.
Yeah.
And because I want to see Oa, even though they make the central battery look like a weird rock. What the F? But the core, more or less, and I want to see who's that guy who plays the Kingpin on Daredevil. Who's that guy? He's in Mission Impossible. It's just a giant black guy.
Yeah, it's like
Ving Rhames.
Yeah, Ving Rhames. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's not him. It is not him.
Then it's not the giant.
It's Kojak. That's Kojak. Ving Rhames.
Yeah.
He's from the Dawn of the Dead, isn't he?
Yeah, Ving Rhames is in.
Yeah, there's a different one. I thought it was a different one. It could be
not the guy from.
No, that's not right.
Okay, well, I thought his last name was like White or something, like something. I'll figure it out later.
Michael Jai White. He's in Black
Maybe.
Dynamite.
Oh, that's cool. That might be him, actually.
Is he in?
I don't know.
I'll
look it up later. But whatever. He's Kilowog,
cool.
And he's a giant black man.
Cool.
I thought that would be cool.
Yeah, that sounds cool, Bernie.
Oh yeah.
That is definitely a selling point for that movie. Just to jump back, I like the art. I just want to say that.
Yeah,
I just
the
wanna say
art is
that.
fantastic.
Like the
That's a
more
good
and more, the more and more I see
The movie's art?
racist stuff, the
No.
more and more I like it.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to get that out there because we didn't talk
Yeah,
about the art at all.
We didn't talk about Hector Hammond at all either.
Oh, that's
No.
true.
Think
Yeah.
about Hector Hammond's
Hector
origin.
Hammond is like, man, he's crazy stalker
Yeah.
scientist boy.
Yeah.
I thought his origin was like pretty good, but again, I feel like the same thing with
It's
Black
like-
Hand and
It's all set up.
Atrocitus and everybody else. That it's like, oh, we're setting up like 4 great villains here, but none of them actually do
Like
anything.
pan out to
No.
anything in this book at least.
I do like how Hal is fighting Hector Hammond and like can't beat him because he's shitty at being a Green Lantern. And then
Initially, yeah.
Yeah,
And then he's just like, what am I doing? And then-
Sinestro just comes in and like cuts off his air supply and knocks him unconscious in like 3 seconds. And it's like, what the fuck were you doing?
It's like, I don't even pity you.
And I love
Like,
that
let's go.
the Guardians
Owa.
always reference him as like the best Green Lantern too. Sinestro. So like it makes him such a better villain too, because if he's the best and
then he turns evil.
like he's better than
Holy
everybody
shit.
else. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. I don't know. Again, it's good setup. It's a good book.
It's good setup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the art is nice. That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We want to
Continuing.
start talking about.
Cool.
Yeah, who wants to start this week?
Nose goes.
I guess I'll start.
The radio knows.
The radio knows. I was going to pick Old Man Logan, but I changed my mind when I got here. I'm going to pick Absolution. It's written by Christos Gage, drawn by Roberto
Smith.
Vicava? I don't know.
Jorge.
Yeah, it's
Bob.
It's really good. I was kind of surprised. Sam had been telling me to read it for a long time. It's printed by Avatar Press, and the art kind of turned me off a little bit. It is not quite as clean or as polished as like a mainstream book, which is fine. And I read a lot of independent books, so kind of used to it. But
What a hipster.
yeah, right. But it's an independent superhero book, so I'm kind of just like craving that little bit of polish on the book. But the art is. That's not to take away from the art. The art is still really solid. It's just it lacks that like really polished mainstream book because they can't. Avatar obviously can't afford to pay like the crazy page rates that DC artists get paid. So, but the book is basically it's a superhero book. They're superheroes that are they're commissioned by the government, so they work for the police department to stop supervillains. So they're not like vigilante superheroes. They report to like the chief of police and. They're a really interesting mix of superheroes, and they've got like cool power. They've all got a cool power set, kind of different stuff that we haven't really seen as much of before. The main character makes these like weird blue shadow things that he can control with his mind and like stop bullets with them, and he kind of like spider walks on them, like when Iron Man's in the Iron Spider suit. It kind of like carries him through the air. He kind of like spider walks on the blue stuff, and he uses it to cut things, and it's just kind of a weird, like intangible blue force field that comes out of his body that he fucks people up with that. So that's cool.
Said.
And yeah, the villains are really interesting, and just like all the characters are really cool. And basically, what sets this apart really from other superhero stories, because there's like a billion of them, is. The main character decides that he doesn't want to kind of follow the rules of superherodom anymore. He realizes that, some criminals can't be treated the same way that the police department wants to treat them, like lock them up for a fair trial and everything. He's definitely not that Captain America hero, but he's also not the like Spawn anti-hero kind of character. Like he still has a really solid moral he has like a moral compass in the same way that like Dexter has a moral compass. It's different than everyone else's, but he still sticks to his rules like really hard and fast. Like he has a hard line that he won't cross, which I feel is really good as opposed to a lot of anti-heroes that are like, I'll fuck up whatever shit, I don't care, like blow up a preschool, like whatever. And so
There's a bad guy running in preschool.
Yeah.
That preschool blowing up.
Well, that I think is what makes them relatable.
Yeah.
Too. Like, and I'm just I haven't read the book, but I'm pulling from like if you use Dexter as an example because I love Dexter.
Right.
I've not seen it.
Yeah.
It's good. You should check it
Yeah,
out.
you should.
Yeah.
But that's what's great about it is because you know that at the end of the day, everything he does in his mind for the greater good.
Right, and this character is very much the same way. He's like, the police department doesn't agree with methods, but he does it because he knows that in the long run the ends justify the means, which is not always the case, but for him he sees that as the truth. So really interesting story, really good. It's one and done. They are supposed to do more. Crystal Gage says that there's going to be more, so we haven't heard any like announcements of anything more, but I hope there is, because the story leaves off in a really interesting place.
How long ago did that come out, do you know?
This came out June 2010 was when the trade was printed.
All right, so it's still pretty...
Yeah, it's pretty recent. It's recent enough that I could see them doing a sequel. And Crystal Gage he's with DC, I think. I think he writes like Supergirl and stuff like that. I could be way wrong, so
Okay.
Yeah.
I could be wrong on that one. But he's with one of the big two, like Marvel or DC. I think it's DC.
Alright.
So yeah, but I really like it. It's a really good story, and it's nice to read superhero stuff that is not mainstream, that is different. So it's a good one. I think you guys would really like this one.
Cool beans.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. I guess I'll go next. I'm going to go with a book called Chew. It's written by John Layman, and the art's by Rob Guillory.
Yeah.
It is a lot of fun. One of my favorite books, favorite ongoing series. The first trade is called Taster's Choice. And it actually did win an Eisner for Best New Series when it came out. So the story is definitely different. It's about he starts out, he's a police officer named Tony Chu, and he's what's called a cybopath, which means like he has a psychic, a telepathic ability to flash, is what they call it, on the things that he eats. Like, for example, if he eats an orange, he can see the tree that the orange was grown on. He can see the truck that took the oranges to the place where, whatever. So, that's kind of different. And ultimately, he ends up kind of getting sucked into this, into working for the FDA, which at the time is the most powerful, government agency. And he's basically sent around the world to solve these weird crimes.
And chicken's illegal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
Poultry.
Because of the avian bird flu, like the chicken, they make chicken illegal. So there's this whole conspiracy going on with chicken too, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's
just like crack houses, but chicken houses.
Yeah, they're
exactly.
like chicken speakeasies where you can get like chicken noodle soup and stuff. So
it's a lot of fun. Like, it's great story. The art's really good.
Art's fucking fantastic.
Yeah,
I think this series would not be a third of as good as it is without Gilroy's art. Like, Layman's good, but Gilroy fucking consistently knocks it out of the park.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. Amazing art.
It's very true. It's very true.
Very good art.
And what I love about it is, it's got some adult humor in it. It's got a good story. Like, it's one of the books that, you'll want to, like, at the end of every issue, you want to know what's going to happen next because the story's good. But at the same time, like, you'll be laughing out loud. Like, there are very few books that I read where I will be sitting up laughing out loud. So that's great. And then it's pretty. Like we already said, it's great to look at. Like, the first time I read the first issue, the first thing I immediately did was I went and I read it again, and then the third time all I did was look at the art. I didn't read anything. I just looked panel to panel.
Yeah, there's a lot of like clever art jokes in there too.
Yeah,
like, he does a lot of good stuff with the backgrounds and with like people's T-shirts and stuff.
Yeah,
like, clever shit.
Yeah, it's definitely a book that has a lot of. It has a lot of power for you to go back and read it again. Like, I have bought this trade and I've given it to more people and got them into comics with it. It's a great gateway comic, and on the flip side, it's great for people who've been reading comics their entire life.
Yeah, and it's nice because there's nothing really like it anywhere.
That's
like,
true.
There's not a show that it's similar to. it has its own genre. It's nice to see really fresh ideas in comics, and this is a good example of just like super fresh ideas.
Yeah,
it's fresh to death.
Definitely.
Nice.
Yeah, that's it. That's
Yeah.
my
One of my favorite ongoings for sure. It's definitely worth checking out.
It's pretty cool. I think we all read it here.
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
when it
yeah.
first came out, I was basically like, everybody fucking needs to read this book.
Yeah.
I was
Everyone
on
read this
I was on
now.
a tirade. It was like that in Axe Cop, and I've done it with a couple things, but that one, yeah, I've sold like hundreds of copies of
Yeah.
too. I love the shit out of that book. So
yeah.
definitely a good one.
Well, I started with an origin story last fortnight.
Yeah,
Wasn't
like
fortnight.
6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But this was more of an ending one. But somehow it ties into his origins. This is a Marvel Comics Silver Surfer Requiem by I want to say European crazy name.
What is it?
His name
it?
is
Straczynski.
J.
It's
Michael
Straczynski.
Yeah, it's just
Straczynski.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Straczynski.
And then its artist is Assad
Ribic?
Ribic.
Yeah.
Ribic.
It's arted by
It's
by Assad Ribic.
artisted. It's good. But I thought it was a really good storyline because what are you gonna do with a guy who has the ultimate power in the universe, like the Silver Surfer,
Mhm.
and it takes him down so you can relate because it's mostly about his ending and the Silver Surfer's death,
Mhm.
and everyone has their demise.
Yeah.
But the way he goes is super badass, even though he doesn't really go out with a huge bang. There's no giant monster of Galactus he has to fight again. It's more of emotions.
Yeah.
There's team ups with not so much team ups, but issues
Spider-Man's
with
in there.
Spider-Man, and he gets to talk to Spider-Man, and Spider-Man's always fun to talk to.
Yeah.
And then the Fantastic Four's in it. He just totally annihilates some machine by not looking at him.
Yeah.
I thought it was a really great read.
This is a couple years old now too. It came out right around the same time that the Rise of the Silver Surfer movie came out, I think, or it got printed into trade for the first time. It's a Marvel Knights imprint. It's out of continuity story, I think. I think that it's
It is very out of continuity because the Silver Surfer's still out there in regular. This is Marvel Knights anyway, so I think that's why.
But it's good. They emotionally they handle the Silver Surfer better in this book than in any other book that I've read. And
that was why I liked it so much.
Definitely, if you're a Silver Surfer fan,
you have to read this.
Yeah, this is kind of the best Silver Surfer story I think there is.
Yeah.
And I haven't read it in a few years, so
I've read it.
Go back and read it. It's
last summer or so.
Yeah.
Then I read it again because I let my friend borrow it. He liked it, and then I just oh yeah, I have this. I'm gonna read it again.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, it's pretty too. The art's really
the
nice
art
in it.
is so
so
nice.
It's full painted, almost
oh wow,
kind of an Alex Ross style, but almost better because it's really dynamic art still too.
Yeah,
where
it's super
Ross tends to have everybody just standing around doing nothing.
Yeah.
And
pose.
This is
and
awesome
pose.
because it's still really fluid, but also a really nice attention to detail as far as a fully painted book goes. So just a gorgeous book.
Yeah, and even though it is an ending story, when he talks to Spider-Man and the Fantastic, well, not so much the Fantastic Four, but Spider-Man for sure, he tells him origin-wise why he has a board instead of you could have anything.
Yeah.
Why a surfboard?
Yeah.
And then you get to know and have a feeling of the capacity of what his power is.
Yeah, it's interesting that in the story where he dies, it's actually a really good introduction to the character. So if you've never read Silver Surfer before, it's actually not a bad one to start with.
Yeah, it's out of continuity anyway, so I mean that universe you could just ignore after you find the facts.
Yeah, but it's kind of nice to read a good story about Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I haven't read it, but I like Straczynski's work.
Yeah, he does a good job. Although Superman leaves
Yeah,
a
wait,
little something to be desired, and he's kind of been a cock about that anyway.
That's true.
Makes it,
but Supreme, I like
separating the artist from the art.
Yeah.
Like, I really like his run on Amazing Spider-Man. I think he kind of like got it back onto the right track.
Is he still on? Is he
No,
currently on it?
he wrote it in like the early 2000s.
Oh, okay.
So he picked it up like right before, like in 2000 probably.
Yeah.
And he wrote it up until like Civil War, I think.
Oh, sweet.
I think is about when he stopped writing. It's a lot. They just put out the whole Straczynski run in like the Marvel Ultimate Collections Straczynski, and they're oversized trade paperbacks, and there's 5 volumes of that. So he wrote a lot of stuff. Like he wrote a considerable chunk on Spider-Man, and his work on Thor is fucking fantastic. So if you're looking
Is
forward
that
to
the recent Thor?
Yeah.
Like I love those volumes of Thor.
Oliver Coipel's art in that's awesome, and Straczynski does a really good job.
They're coming out with more Thor, aren't they?
Straczynski left Marvel because
after the third one.
stole.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, supposedly,
Yeah.
Straczynski had like a contract to do like a bunch of issues of Thor, and his stipulation was he didn't want Thor to be involved in any events. And then right around the time of Siege, Straczynski decided, for whatever reason, to leave Marvel forever, I think, in his words. And now he works for DC. So he's doing Wonder Woman, I think, and Superman, which are both pretty terrible. So
Wonder Woman in that new costume.
Wonder Woman's just a shitty character.
Well, yeah.
I'm just
and
tired of her.
You seen the new movie, the TV show pictures for the pilot?
I couldn't. There's not. I feel like the Wonder Woman is like the DC equivalent of the Fantastic Four, where like there's just nothing you could fucking do that would make me give a shit about that character.
Yeah.
And maybe that's my fault. But
no, I don't.
Just,
personally,
I just don't give a shit about those characters. I just cannot get into them. I've read books where they're in them and they're okay, but I just
not as a main character.
What it seems like with like the Fantastic Four and Wonder Woman is there aren't many people. I shouldn't say that, but there aren't tons of people I know that really like them.
Yeah.
But the ones that do, for some reason, just they fucking love them.
I know.
Like they just. And I don't know what it is that triggers that in their mind, but like there's no
genetic.
There's no casual fans of those. You know what I mean? Like either you fucking love the Fantastic Four, or you're like, man, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like.
And then the shitty part is there's cool stuff that comes out of the Fantastic Four, like Galactus and Silver Surfer and Dr. Doom is awesome.
Doom is probably my favorite Marvel villain.
I can't read any Doom books because he's always in Fantastic Four, and it's like I don't care about these fuckers. Like I don't like them. But in Wonder Woman, just like I am tired of DC being like she's part of the trifecta. She's a main A-list K. She's D-list at best. She is one of the worst female characters at Marvel or at DC. I mean,
even if you don't.
I feel like they're trying to pump up a female character, which is great. I have no problem with that. Just pick a better one.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
Wonder Woman shares like the same power set with Superman for the most part. So where is she?
Yeah.
I mean, the team up between Superman and Batman makes fucking tons of sense because Batman's got brains and technology and knows shit, and Superman
he's kind of crazy, like he's dark,
and Superman keeps his darkness in check by being like super good and also punching really hard, but also being intelligent because he's an alien and like knows shit about space. So like they're a fucking really good team up. Like what does Wonder Woman bring to that equation?
Boobs.
Like I also punch hard and I'm not as smart as Batman.
She's got a sweet lasso. Let's talk about
truth.
That.
Like really, when you're
use
fucking
that
Batman,
lasso
you
that
don't
much.
need a lasso of truth. Like really, he's just gonna
break
break their
I was
arms
gonna
until
say
they
you break
throw
a
them off
dude's
a
knee,
building until he tells you. You don't need a lasso of truth. Like who's gonna be like, oh no, I'm not gonna tell you, Superman. You'll never be able to get it out of like all of your bones broken, like instantly. Like he just breathes on you and you're done. And Wonder Woman, no,
No, I'm with you.
I hate men. Like, really? Like that's the best you can do to characterize that character? What the fuck? I hate her. Just hate her. There's so many better DC women. Zatanna, Hawk Girl, Big Barda.
Nice.
I love Big Barda.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
just a better, stronger female character. Like, even Vixen, who's awful. I like her in Wonder Woman. Like, fuck, she was in Justice League Detroit. Like, that's bad. Like, it's not even good. And I like that better.
Who was in that team?
Vibe. The best Puerto Rican superhero ever. Probably the only Puerto Rican superhero ever. But yeah, Vibe was fucking the best. No.
The worst.
Yeah. Oh, well, he died.
Yeah.
It
all
doesn't
good.
matter.
It's all good.
Okay, digress.
Digressed enough. All right, let's vote on this shit.
Voting.
Voting now. All right, so no voting for your own book, and because there's only 3 of us, this will go really quick.
No,
Matt,
not if we vote opposites.
yeah, that's right. Well, then we'll just
then we have
rock,
to read
paper,
all.
scissors, with
right,
best audio ever. You just have to yell it out. It's audio. Rock,
1,
paper, scissors.
2, 3.
Rock.
Lizard!
Yeah.
Wait, I said lizard.
That's
Does that beats everything, right?
It's not. No, this isn't the South. You can't
Damn
have hand
it.
grenades and shit.
Lightning storm.
Dynamite!
Burning.
Okay.
No lightning storms.
Worst. All right, Matt. What do you want to read?
Yeah, this is gonna be weird. With just
I'm
3.
gonna go with Silver Surfer Requiem.
Cool.
Cool. I guess I already read Chew, but Absolution looks. No, because I can't choose that. Because then if I choose Absolution, you can only choose. Well,
I could choose Chew. We can rock it. No, I don't. I've already read Chew too as well. I think it's a
Yeah.
fantastic book, but
it's a great book. But like,
I'll choose Silver Surfer Requiem.
okay, because I was gonna choose Absolution.
Absolution's great, and
Yeah.
you should read it. Even if we don't talk about it, you'd really like it. So.
Yeah, I feel like Chew is more for just like when everyone else is here that hasn't read it
Yeah.
either.
Yeah.
Well, and the other thing is like
That's-
I think we gave
by
it
that,
a
I
really
mean-
good
Yeah,
recommendation.
I was just gonna say we
So-
pretty much talked about it as much as we might talk about it if we.
Even
read
if,
it and
yeah.
stuff.
Even
So-
if we didn't.
Without spoilers,
Read it.
we already told you Chew.
Yeah.
So
it's
read
good.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
well,
we-
I mean,
yeah.
as with all the books we bring, I think they're all definitely worth reading.
Oh, yeah.
We can't get to all
Last
of them.
Unicorn.
Obviously. I still want to read that. Like, I'm not even gonna, I'm not gonna lie. I was talking to my friend about that the other day, and she was telling me about the VHS, like the movie. I'm sure it's on DVD now, but
Yeah.
like
Oh, I'm
she
sure you
owns,
can
she
download
owns it on VHS, so that's cool.
Hipster.
But yeah, right. I think it's just because she's old. Like
Oh.
she's an old
She's
lady,
not
not an
hipster.
old
Oh.
lady, but like she's like 30 or something. It's super old.
Way.
She was old
way-
enough.
that's- Wow,
She
that's
was
old.
old enough
but-
to have it on VHS.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but anyway, so yeah, she was like telling me what the story's about. And it's like, that sounds really good. I want to read that comic.
I want to
now.
see unicorns running and just jousting with their horns.
I think there's
Is
only
that
one
happening?
unicorn in the book, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
it is the last.
yeah,
one.
yeah,
It's the
isn't it
last
called
unicorn,
The
but
Last
he like
Unicorn?
searches, or she, I don't know, I forgot. I only read the back of
I
the
hope
book.
it's a she, because that is a sad man unicorn.
Yeah, what does it do all day? With its
You don't want
unicorn?
to
With its
know.
unicorn.
You
Or
know,
do I?
But like, it searches for other unicorns. That's what it said in the back of the book.
Yeah, it does. I guess there's a bull that's made of fire in the book, and I guess
A bowl?
a bull,
A
like
bowl.
a bull, like a
okay.
toro
Okay.
bull.
I thought you said bowl.
Like a
I was
bowl of fire.
A bowl. How is it gonna get past this bowl of fire?
My
Best
cereal.
obstacle ever.
You have to pick it up,
Yeah.
and you have to eat cereal out of it
Worst.
without your milk evaporating.
This is a shitty book.
Damn it! Why'd you choose this? It has pretty pictures.
It did actually look really good.
Yeah, actually, the art.
And
It's nice.
to
Pictures.
recap from what we did last 6 weeks ago, Orkstain issue number 6 came out,
Oh.
and I read it, and it's awesome. So keep reading Orkstain. It's back to monthly again. If you enjoyed it, Gazoon tight. Bless you.
Gesundheit.
Get out of him.
Is that what Gesundheit means?
I don't know. Probably.
Oh, that's kind of cool. We just kind of, me and my friend just do the Nazi salute. Sorry. But it's
What?
like Gesundheit and then it's Nazi salute.
I don't think that's even. I mean, it is German, I guess.
It is. It's German, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's very mean.
All right.
So I guess
So we're doing
Silver
Silver
Surfer
Requiem.
Requiem, a finale
But yeah.
for
This is our
hopefully
last
a fortnight.
Wait, what?
No, I mean like origin
Oh,
last
okay.
year.
We,
And then a finale
we had a
story.
long run.
It's
This
been a
is
good-
our
yeah.
going away party. Three episodes in. No, we're not pod fading. Don't
Third
worry.
episode in.
We're not gonna pod fade on this one. We need to find a better day to do like this
and fly away to the sun.
with the Jurassic Park.
What is it with the Jurassic Park?
Oh, that was on TV the other day. I watched
I was watching.
So
I only
good.
turned into the ending, and that's all I needed to see.
Also, did you guys watch the new Community yet?
Yeah,
Yes.
I
The
have.
clip show one?
Yeah.
Oh, so
That's
good.
I just
I
have to
loved
say
it.
that's the best way to do a clip show.
Oh yeah, if you're gonna do a clip show, which everybody hates,
Yeah.
let's do a clip show where none of the fucking clips happen.
Happened ever.
Yeah.
What? And I love
the ghost town. I'm
The
sorry.
ghost town.
The ghost, I
great.
love the ghost
the
town.
cape references.
Oh, It'll make it 3 episodes.
It's only gonna be 3 weeks. 6 seasons of the movie.
I love it because up until this point in the season, like there has not been one fucking cape reference at all. This episode had like 10.
The season premiere of The Cape's on. The season premiere of The World's on. You
Yeah,
jags.
life's premiering, you jags. Or humanities premiering. Yeah, whatever. It's
What?
good.
It's the Britta. Britta being Britta.
Britta was fucking hilarious this
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah, she's
Normally
actually
not
good.
funny.
Yeah.
But
And then
when she
Pierce.
takes Annie's chapstick,
Yeah.
I was crying at it. I was laughing so hard I was crying.
I also-
I
I
liked
also
the
love
brief
the-
second that she was aiming and then missed.
completely misses. It doesn't fucking bother to like nothing.
Doesn't
Also-
care.
Annie's look on her face.
I love I love when they show all the slow mo stuff with Annie and
Jeff.
Jeff.
and Jeff.
Oh, yeah.
But then
Then
it's the Pierce and Abed
so I
stuff.
learned this from Thor, who would tell the story if he were here and not being lazy. That they're making fun of a fan because of that. Because in the first season, like I guess some fan made a YouTube video about Jeff and Annie. And like I was like, there's so much sexual chemistry between, and this was like before they kissed or anything, and made like a slow-mo YouTube clip episode thing of that exact thing. So they were just making fun of this fan. I
That
guess.
makes it way
Yeah.
better.
Yeah,
I love it because they
it's-
like pay
it's good.
attention to that.
Yeah,
Stuff.
and Pearson and
Pierce
Abed.
wasn't a dick in this movie. Like he wasn't a giant jagoff.
I did love though that when they're like, Pierce, those flu shots are for the
For the children.
I'll be a living god. It's so good. Oh.
No. And then Jeff is like, no, the real problem is that we're friends with a grown man who believes in leprechauns. I thought it was Abed for like the longest time. And then Abed points to Pierce.
And
Pierce points to himself.
and Abed nods. Oh, so good. We're just ruining this episode.
No,
Anyone
we
that
are
has
telling
that.
you everything in this
Yeah,
episode.
we'll just walk you through every
that's
good
right.
joke
Yeah,
and ruin them for you.
it's a gem. It's
Oh,
a gem.
it's a great episode.
Allison Brie wears Onitsuki tigers, which are a type of shoe that I love.
Really?
Which makes me love her even more. Which was impossible.
Wait,
Impossible.
Wait,
But
Allison
now-
Brie wears them or
Annie.
Edison?
Annie Edison, which is Allison Brie,
Yeah.
but her character wore them, so she wore them.
Yeah.
So I have a boner.
Yeah,
That's all
right,
you
okay.
need to know.
That's fair. That's fair. That's a fair boner.
Yeah.
Not
the
Are we,
shoes,
are we, are
just
we making
her.
rulings on boners now?
Apparently.
That's cool.
Apparently
I'm
I
down.
am.
What about this one?
Jeff's forehead.
That one looks good.
Awesome.
That's a good one.
Fantastic. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's wrap this up. See you guys in a
not the boners. Just
fortnight.
This
Fortnightly.
fortnightly book club.
Silver Surfer Requiem.
Yes.
Pick it up.
Watch Community.
Watch Community. Read Chew.
Peace.
Later.